Oh, and by the way, Boehner Bronco Buster?
Yeah.
Where the hell did that come from?
Improv.
Oh, it's wonderful.
We are less than a week away from SummerSlam, and the card is shaping up nicely. I'm pretty excited for the show, and it's nice to see more than Triple H's standard 5 matches.
What the fuck?
As I look at the card, there's one match that stands out more to me than the rest. Damian Priest vs. Gunther. On a card that has, CM Punk vs. Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes vs. Solo Sikoa, this is the match that has me most intrigued, because I think WWE has the potential to finally start breaking up the Judgment Day. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. This was originally going to be a how WWE should book SummerSlam video, but it really just wasn't that interesting. I had LA Knight beating Logan Paul, Roman Reigns returning, all pretty basic stuff. But Damian Priest vs. Gunther really got my imagination going, so I decided to just make the whole video about that. Let's waste no more time and just jump straight into it. We start with a backstage segment that sees all of the Judgment Day together. Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley are both preparing and hyping each other up for their matches. Priest is about to head to the ring, but before he does, he makes it clear to the rest of the Judgment Day that he wants to do this on his own. Finn Balor goes to say something, but Rhea Ripley quickly puts her hand on his shoulder. Rhea knows that Damian is serious about this, and he wants to prove that he can beat Gunther alone. So we go to the match, and for the most part, it's back and forth, until the tides start to turn and Gunther takes over. Gunther is beating the hell out of Priest, but Priest refuses to go down. Gunther starts to toy with him, and he even starts to trash talk him, calling him poor and shit. Damian Priest barely manages to shove Gunther off of him, but this ends up knocking down the ref. Priest tries to capitalize on this, but he is met with a vicious chop from Gunther that lays him out, flat on his back, gasping for air. The Judgment Day have seen enough, and Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Carlito all come running out. They waste no time, they jump into the ring, and they start to beat up Gunther. They all manage to get out of the ring just in time for both the referee and Damian Priest to start to come back to their senses. Priest hits Gunther with a South of Heaven. 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest retains his title. Finn, JD, and Carlito all get back into the ring to celebrate with Damian. But Michael Cole makes note of the fact that Priest has no idea that the Judgment Day deliberately didn't listen to him. For all Priest knows, he thinks he just beat Gunther clean. We're now going to go a few matches later in the night to Liv Morgan vs. Rhea Ripley. Really quick, I just want to give my thoughts on this feud so far, and I hate it. I just think it's stupid that Rhea and Liv are fighting over Dom when they should be fighting over the Women's World Championship. That's what should be most important to them. I don't know. Maybe I'm just mad because that should be me.
The fuck? Hey?
No. Really though, I just think the title should be front and center of this storyline, and so far it just really hasn't. So how do we change that? WWE has played with the idea that Liv Morgan isn't actually interested in Dom and she's just manipulating him, but then we saw her crying over him, so who knows what they're doing? Who cares? This is my video, and I think Liv just using Dominic is the right way to go. Dominic Mysterio is going to officially side with Liv Morgan and help her retain the title. Rhea will be laid out ringside somewhere as Dom and Liv celebrate together, but then bam! Kick to the nuts. Liv Morgan has gotten what she always wanted. She's the women's champion, and she has officially ruined Rhea's life. This is the start of the implosion of the Judgment Day. We get to Monday Night Raw, and we can immediately tell that the Judgment Day is just in chaos. We see Finn Balor, JD, and Carlito backstage, and they mention that they all have no idea where Rhea, Dominic, or Damian Priest is. We then hear the Judgment Day's music, and Finn, JD, and Carlito watch as Damian Priest makes his way to the ring. It becomes clear to them that he is going out there alone. Damian Priest addresses what happened, and he's pissed. He says that this is not how he wanted to retain his title, and he straight up offers Gunther a rematch at Bash in Berlin. Gunther then comes out, and he obviously accepts it. This is then followed by Finn, JD, and Carlito, and they all plead with Damian Priest. They're saying, please don't do this. You don't have to give him a rematch. Damian asks them why. Why are they so adamant that he needs their help? Do they not think he can beat Gunther on his own? Finn Balor goes to speak up, and JD tries to stop him, but Finn says no. Damian needs to hear this. Finn tells Damian exactly what he does not want to hear. Damian, I'm sorry, brother, but we don't believe in you. We don't think you can beat Gunther. You saw what happened at SummerSlam. Gunther was beating the hell out of you. The only reason you even held on to that title was because we stepped in and saved your ass. But hey, Damian, that's not a bad thing. You're looking at this all wrong. That is exactly what the Judgment Day is all about. Helping out your brothers when they can't handle business on their own. Damian looks, genuinely really hurt by this. So that's how it is. None of you believe in me. Finn, that's not the Judgment Day I signed up for. I'm going to beat Gunther at Bash in Berlin, and I don't want any of your help. So that's where we leave things. Finn Balor and the rest of the Judgment Day agree to not even go to Berlin. They're not even leaving the country. They're going to stay in the US, and they're going to let Damian Priest face Gunther on his own. The weeks leading up to Bash in Berlin see pretty much little to no interaction between Priest and the rest of the Judgment Day. Damian Priest, he can't even look at them until he proves them all wrong. We arrive in Berlin and Damian Priest is alone, just like he wanted. We even get confirmation from Michael Cole that the rest of the Judgment Day, they're all still in the US. The match starts, and unlike last time where things were, back and forth, both guys were getting offense in, this time Gunther is dominating Damian. Damian Priest is getting 0 offense in, and Gunther is basically doing whatever the hell he wants. Damian is laid up in the corner as the referee's checking on him, but Gunther grabs the ref and they start to argue. Priest manages to get back to his feet, but as the ref is distracted, a hooded man hits Priest in the back of the head with the title. Gunther decides enough's enough, and he just pins Damian Priest to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. Priest is going to be laying in the ring when the hooded man comes and stands over, and he reveals himself to be, of course, none other than Finn Balor. Finn grabs a steel chair and he just beats the hell out of Damian, leaving him passed out in the middle of the ring. I think Finn kicking Damian out of the Judgment Day, it just makes sense, Damian wants to do things on his own, but that's just not how the Judgment Day operate, and if Damian can't get with that, then he has to go. I also think we could see a cool dynamic with maybe the rest of the group not agreeing with what Finn Balor did. Maybe Finn convinced them that this was a good idea because it would bring them, all closer together or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, from here, we have a perfect setup for Finn versus Damian at Bad Blood. Anyways, I think that's where I'm going to leave things. This isn't a super crazy, convoluted idea with a bunch of twists and turns, but I don't think it needs to be. It's a very simple idea, but I like it, and I think it all makes sense. Damian wants to prove he can handle things on his own, and that's just not what the Judgment Day is about. They're about all of us helping each other, and we're gonna team up, we're gonna gang up on whoever we need to for us to win. Now I need to address the elephant in the room. This booking didn't really include Rhea Ripley or Dominic Mysterio, and I'll just be honest with you guys, I didn't really know how to include them. These fantasy booking videos, they're not always going to be perfect. I'm not a booker. I'm just having some fun, and hopefully the vision, the idea that I've created is just a little piece, just a little fraction of what WWE can hopefully, create in real life.
1, 2, 3, 4.